Alright, opening face-off against Clifton Blake Blades. Pretty obvious this team was quite a bit slower than Shower Power, which is a good thing. But let's see, opening face-off. A lot of movement, so it's pretty clear we have a forward line that loves to stay down low and in front of the net. We can kind of see right here, even like Sarah's in front of the net getting boxed out with Justin on the side. And then Mike staying down low. So interesting to see. But nonetheless, they have this red helmet guy that was pretty quick on their team, but by no means not a superstar player. Almost scored though. We can see Justin is on his 0 to 10% mode at the moment. Quite chill. We'll see if he picks it up to his 80% later on in the game. Mike making some fancy moves, almost on the backdoor to Justin, and that goalie makes a save. So that's opening shift. Nothing too crazy there. Nothing too crazy so far, but the sequence coming up leads to our first goal for. It's a little reset back from Melissa, and then they just give too much space, and we take it. Drop pass to Eng, and Alex was just left wide open. That might be the best goal that Alex has scored in a long time, and not ripping him, this is actually honest. So one of the things that Alex is, I would say, his weakness in the past is he takes too long to shoot, and in this instance it's boom, pass, receive, and an off his stick already. And he puts it in a good spot on the right hand side, just above the glove. So pretty solid. And they give him a lot of space, so all the D seems to be on that, concentrated on that left hand side. And then Alex finds a really good spot in front of Carrie Ann, and kind of good seam pass and a good spot. So excellent goal to start it off, 1-0. This guy right here, trying to do his best Mike impression, wins the face-off, powers through, and then couldn't quite get it. Yeah, I think always at the beginning of our game, our 2D of Hilsden and Justin, always pretty passive, and then they step it up as the game goes on. This is obviously a pretty free zone entry for that guy. They've backed up all the way to the ringette line already. And then he makes a move. So, yeah, you know, passive at the moment. Now, the breakout is kind of interesting. So I think Fee, you started off well. And so Liam, left wing, moves towards the center. And I guess it makes sense that nobody's on that far left side, so take that space. Why not? Not a problem. I think ideally we would probably want someone still a little bit lower down, maybe here in this region. So like the moment Hilsden turned his hips right there, someone available right here would have been maybe perfect, and then that can dish it out or skate it himself. But you know, that's fine. Boom, far side pass. Maybe could have been sketchy pizza, but worked out. And then poke checked right on the blue line, made it hard to enter. Fair enough, right? So everyone's going for a change. Dave sees that. He goes, hey, let's do a dump and a change. And then let Sarah go in and kill him on the forecheck. So nothing too interesting has happened so far. I mean, it's been like 4 minutes, but I think I want to point out that of all the centers, Sarah's bang on at picking up like the loose player. It's actually quite pretty good role model for all the centers out there for defense. I thought this was pretty funny. So skating up, and then Justin does a little like one-hand push, but then Melissa wasn't seeing that, and he's like, "Oh shit, it's loose. I'll get it myself." I don't think much happens here. Alex throws it across, sends it up to the D, chips down in, and yeah, kind of a turnover there. And then the next funny part, so Hilton does the poke check, but we can see Justin's still on his, he hasn't quite warmed up yet. He's like Nylander, he needs that ice time, he needs to warm up, right? So a couple players in front, looks like Carrie Ann's up there. 2 players undefended, and then luckily Hilton has that block pass with the stick down, so crisis averted. But don't worry, after crisis averted, things get a little messy. He gets forechecked by, is that Carrie Ann? See, last week's review I said Carrie Ann is really good at being annoying, and here we go. Creates a little bit enough pressure to screw over Hilsden, and boom, leaked out shot in front of the net, and one-timer goal. Mistake wise, let's see, what could we have done better? I think breakout wise, the center is moving in the middle. Obviously there's some pressure there. Perhaps we would maybe want the other defenseman closer to the front of the net in case shit goes wrong. Kind of depends. Maybe too much stick handling, hard to say. I can't see the boards covering everything, and so that's unfortunate. And it's now tie 1-1. So honestly, so far the entire game has been back and forth like this. A rush, so Dave tries to power through, rush gets killed, and the other guy comes on the rush. This guy's, I think he was their only strong player. Backhand chance, boom, and then we're back the other way. So that's what's been happening so far. Nothing too crazy. But after Hilsden gave up that goal, Justin's like, hey, I want to make things exciting for Cliff. Let's drive through the middle where there are 3 players. Holy smokes, loses the puck here. Thankfully, they're a little bit more beginner, and weak shot, and its play is killed. We had to get a little bit of excitement into the game, they said, so excitement they provided. A little short little attack sequence here. Liam passes it up to Ernest. I think possibly some room to shoot it here. Bit of a lane to open up at the moment with Fee in the net front. He opts to pass it off to Dave instead. I think probably too much power on that pass. Just goes right over Dave's stick. Makes I think the right decision to not pinch there, and then falls back. Causes enough havoc to make life difficult for them. But easy zone entry for that player, but keeps him on the outside. Now here comes the fun part. The guy just throws it out front. Big turnover. Liam comes in with speed. Looks for possibly the pass across to Dave. They play the pass, and he says, nah, I'm just going to snipe it. Far side, post and in. Let's get the sound up. Let's see if we can hear the ding. Now we are back up again, 2-1. So we were all talking about Mike and his patented charge through the middle. Well, we had a couple people try to mimic him, but the only man that can pull it off is Mike himself. Just goes face off, He's consistent. Face off, charges through the middle, bing bada boom, snipes. That's such a Mike goal. To review this quickly. So here I wave Eng to push out. In my opinion, wingers go out a little bit wider and then have the D come out on the touching the circle. Center, obviously, the other D behind the circle, and the right wing. That's just standard setup. So wingers will go straight to the D, and then the inside D is already nice and close to their winger, center on center. And then if the puck wins back, the defenseman can just go over to behind the net and make some decisions. And otherwise, if it's a loss, they just need to pair up with this player, and it's pretty easy defensively. The main thing about this winger being on the outside is just so when they try to go towards the D-man, they're not bumping into this winger. So that's why going out wider is, I think, better. Now, if we wanted to make this even better, in my opinion, what we would do is have the D come back over here, winger, right winger, left winger, and then the right D in this instance. So why that is handy, right wing would be here, they can go straight to the D, and then if they win back, they're kind of in the path of the block. And the winger doesn't no change, right? Go straight to the D, straight to the D. And then this defenseman is close enough to their winger, but the nice benefit is if you're playing left-handed on the left-hand side, if a face-off comes back this way, you can skate towards it, gather it up, build up speed, and you're off to the races onto the other side. And then the right D covers this right winger. It's a little complicated, I guess, so probably better to keep it simple at this level. And then I know this play, Dave Eng got absolutely robbed. That goalie made a spectacular save. Gotta give him props. Boom, big sliding pad save. That was pretty spectacular. So props to the Clifton goalie. And then it wasn't enough for Eng to get robbed once. He almost got robbed again. Melissa comes in on the attack, loose puck. He almost pokes it in, but this goalie comes out diving and covers it up last second. He's on point there. I think a couple comments on this ensuing offensive shift. More so for the forwards, but passing comments for our D. Justin's warmed up. He's warmed up. Second period now, he's skating around circles. One more time, gathers it up, does a whole lap around the ice, dishes it off to Hilton, and Hilton just fires it down. Now, I think my comment is, we have a couple players that love the net front. So I say Justin's one, Sarah's one. I guess Mike is also one. And this is kind of where, so when the puck moves left to right, this is usually going to be the cue. Like, so Justin went this left to right, right? We draw the ice in half, puck's moving over this way. This is probably going to be the cue for everyone to start shifting this way in some manner. Now, pay attention. I'd say Eng is probably the first one to want to pay attention to. So Sarah's fine. She's in front of the net, trying to get in body position, but Eng's really deep, like, and not only that, it's gonna be like a tough position to do anything with it if he gets the puck. So I'd probably want to ideally see him up here rather, right? And then for Alex, let's do a rewind. Where do you start from? You start from there, kind of an awkward position to begin with. Like, just, I don't know, standing there. I think earlier as Justin is skating up, you could definitely probably be going this way and then open up backward skate this way. So a pass could come and then forehand, and then actually you scored already, so I guess you can't do that. But kind of like same thing, and then eventually you would probably end up onto this side with Eng going this way, and you kind of get a little triangle, right? Boom, 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 triangle, triangle, triangle. So probably better puck movement in general. Otherwise, yeah, it was just a little awkward. And then obviously seeing Justin skate around circles is kind of funny too. Ooh, so Hilton thought if he added a little bit of extra sauce to it, he could escape the pizza. But you know, this pizza asked for extra marinara, and it got picked out. Oh man, that was not good. And for all the new people, what is the pizza? We like to draw kind of a little cone shape extending out from the net in this manner, and he passes through the zone. Could be easily picked up and tends to be a dangerous pass. It's shaped like a pizza, and then as a player comes in and picks it off, oop, there's a little pepperoni slice right there. Disaster. And obviously as competition gets like stronger and stronger, these kind of mistakes would be more costly. Luckily in this case, no concerns over there, but that extra marinara just did not resulted in an even hotter slice. Things getting a little hectic here. Let's see what's up. Pass out to the center. I think the right idea, just couldn't get it on the blade, so that's fine. Alright, so cool down. Guy goes in on the attack. Pass out front, blocks. Okay, pass out. Intercept. Oh, no, it did not intercept, but Justin loses the battle there. And all of a sudden, holy smokes, what happened? 2-0. This is a disaster. Pass just couldn't hit the mark. That could have easily been a goal. But how did that happen? Let's rewind a little bit. So it goes from here. Hilsden tries to pick the puck. Nope. Zooms, just passes by. Sarah tries to poke it. Passes by. Justin's way out by the center ice, and then oh my goodness, disaster. What is going on here? Yeah, I think watching this game so far, it's pretty clear Sarah's quite good at finding little open pockets, like boom right here, and she stays down low enough to be a kind of good outlet pass, and then you can see her receive the pass, but now the camera moved over. Like Mike was out in Narnia. Justin, maybe a bank pass could be possible. Let me see how he moved there. Okay, so he was a bit on the forecheck reset. So he started off on this side and moving across. I think there could be an argument for Justin would be probably, I don't know, a couple choices. You could hustle this way or cut kind of in probably behind this player but in front of Carrie Ann for a pass. But yeah, that's kind of noticeable with Sarah, and she's pretty good at, like I said, she's picking out the open player defensively quite well, so any centers could probably watch her pick up some stuff. Like here's another example, it's pretty funny. So Hilsden gets caught on the pinch, and then Justin's back, and then there you go, our center is back covering for them, for our ultra aggressive defensive duo. Making all these moves. They're warmed up second period now. Now they're trying to, they've turned it up the dial. They're on medium high now on the stove. This was pretty funny. So breakout pass to the middle, couldn't quite get it, and then yeah, boom, body check. Huge collision, everyone's dying, bodies flying everywhere. Alright, so then after that sequence, here comes some fancy moves, spinorama, making all these moves, but the goalie absolutely shuts him down. What has he got to say for that? So we got a bit of a disaster this last minute. We got hemmed in the zone for a bit. I'd like to watch it through, kind of figure out what went wrong. Bodies flying everywhere. Obviously puck was lost there and passed out in front, bounced off the net to this guy. Cliff makes some big saves. Carrie Ann battling. So they get the puck again. And Alex gets out, but I feel like they go back in again. Do they? I don't quite remember. Thinking out loud here. Yeah, they come back in. So I guess one mistake was probably flat-footed here. Yeah, all three of us were pretty flat-footed. Not a good look. So in the corner, and then Ernest tries to ring it around. This is even ring it around, and then holy smokes, it has this crazy bounce like this. And that could have been a disaster. Cliff didn't know, I didn't know. Shot on net, save, misses the net off the backboard, sends it out. I don't know, I don't think it was like positionally a mistake. Or anything, just kind of loose puck battles that did not go our way. Yeah. And then like eventually I think Alex takes it. And then out. Yeah, okay. We got hemmed in, but don't think it was too terrible, I guess. It got sketch. Ooh, wanna rib Hillsden a little bit here. This guy almost walked in between the D. Disaster, but Fionn was there to cover you. This sequence here. So their newbie player is skating up with it. Hillsden comes down to shut it down. Maybe we could let him go by. I don't know. And then comes in, absolutely rifles it in. And scores the goal. So we are up 4-1 now. I guess an argument could be made to let their beginner players skate it in. I don't know. Up for debate. We'll let the GM decide. We got a first banana peel coming up right here. Boom, where did that banana peel come from? Oh my goodness. There hasn't been too much excitement in the game, to be honest. Everything has been rush chances, so let's just watch this offensive shift. Why not? See if we have any comments. Real quickly, no one was in the slot in like an open position, and then here, no one's supporting quickly. I think it's just the way we're moving. We're like either doubling up on support positions or doubling up on the slot. So it's harder to move the puck around. So yeah, our cycle game is taking a hit here. What's going on, guys? It's all rush chances now. So broken up play right there, and then loose puck Hilson comes and gathers it. It's funny time because Justin's joining the rush and then Hilson has it. And all our forwards are going for a change. So it's just a dynamic, aggressive defensive duo is on the attack here while everyone is going for the change. But as a result, nothing really happens and puck gets shot into the netting. Alright, play leading up to our 5th goal, 5-1. Or was it 5-1? Yeah, 5-1. So Hilson breaks up the play with the skate, gathers it, passes it to the streaking Justin Ginelli, snipes it far side, is now 5-1. So this one was interesting. A little reset back, and then hold on a minute, why is there 4 players up here in the same spot? Fascinating zone entry. So this one might ruffle a few feathers. Pretty obviously beginner player, and then poked off. Up for debate, 5-1 game. Now, we gotta put a spotlight on this. Is this the best line change ever? Is this the best series of poor decisions ever that results in a goal against? Oh goodness. Okay, so first things first, we see Justin just cruising off for a line change. That's fine, but we have a breakaway disaster. I jump on to get that -1. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's rewind a little bit. But what about Ernest making the decision to pinch up and losing that foot race? Oh, disaster. Now, what about this player doing this obvious high stick and knocking it down and the ref's not whistling it? Suspicious. And then when they score, Dave's like, what is that? Is that not a high stick? So that's unfortunate. And now the game is 5-2. So in the dying seconds, we got less than a minute to go. Their number 16 comes in. Power move, tries to score almost. Good attempt. And what better things to do during garbage time? Try to score one more goal, because why not? And here we go. Boom. Another goal. Liam comes up. He's like, you're shameless. You're only allowed 2 minutes spotlight on the review for this goal. Another quick rewind though. In terms of like breakout, it was kind of interesting because I looked up and I saw really nobody in the center of the ice, and then our winger is not over here either, right? So not really any passing options to make, and so it's just open ice all the way through. Open ice, open ice. Who can I pass to? Nobody, and then all the way through, nobody. Yeah. And final face-off. This guy is diving for it, and then Dave's just killing some time. Game over. 6-2 final score. We may have turned it up a little bit too much at the end there, but otherwise good game. It was fun.